Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen? Feels like the Holy Ghost.
Maren Morris singing her Grammy-winning sing-along anthem, My Church. It was only a couple of years ago Morris was a songwriter for other artists in Nashville. A dream job she says she would have been happy doing forever. But once the music world heard her step in front of the mic and sing My Church, it was clear she needed to be on stage and out front. When the single exploded, Morris was shot out of a cannon, collecting awards, singing with her idols, and now headlining the Hero Tour named after her album. This past November, Maren found herself on stage at an arena in Nashville, being honored at the Country Music Association Awards. She and I got together for a Sunday sit-down at the Palm restaurant across the street from the arena where just 12 months earlier, she'd watched that same award show on TV as a fan.
For New Artist of the Year goes to Maren Morris.
This is so crazy. So last year, I sat across the street at a bar and watched this show.
This is a kind of a historic place for you, this bar, and you were sitting somewhere right over there.
I was in this booth with my manager, Janet, and my boyfriend, Ryan. We were watching that TV over there.
Did you have any dream, not the next year, that's too big a dream, but someday you might be up on that stage?
Definitely not a year later.
But it was just 1 year later. Maren Morris was inside that arena across the street from the bar, accepting the CMA Award for New Artist of the Year. The 27-year-old Morris was only 10 when she started singing in bars like the White Elephant Saloon at the Stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas.
I was a shy kid, but I've always felt really comfortable singing.
At 17, Morris stepped off the Texas bar circuit and chased her dream by trying out for both American Idol and The Voice. She was turned down by both, not even making it past the first round of auditions, so she went back home.
It was hard. I think I hit a wall in Texas. Just, you know, by the time I was 20, I had been touring for a decade, which is crazy. It was almost like I was burned out at 20 years old.
But she wasn't giving up. Maren packed a U-Haul, found a couple of roommates on Craigslist, and moved to Nashville. Her singing demo wasn't catching on, but Music City liked the way she wrote a song. Soon, big-name artists like Kelly Clarkson and Tim McGraw were singing her words. But there was one song only she could sing.
I've cursed on a Sunday, I've cheated and I've lied.
Once I had written My Church, I realized I don't want anyone to sing this except for me, and that was a really defining factor in my life. It changed the whole course because I was really protective of it and didn't play it or send it to anybody. If I was going to play it for someone, I had to do it from my phone. I was being so psycho about it.
I roll the windows down and turn up the dial.
In 2015, Morris recorded My Church, and without a record deal, she self-released her single on the online music service Spotify.
Can I get a hallelujah? Can I get an amen?
It really encapsulates my whole worldview on music and what it does for the human psyche and the heart. And I think, like millions of people, I love to get in my car and just drive to think and listen to music, and it's just you, and there's something really cathartic about that and spiritual.
Within days, Maren's song caught fire. My Church was streamed on Spotify 2.5 million times in just over a month.
At what point did you know that that was exploding?
I remember someone at a label that had passed on me twice as an artist, like said their digital department was freaking out when they saw the spike with this song.
With the whole town suddenly chasing her, Morris signed with Columbia Nashville Records.
It's Saturday night, about time to go.
Last year, Maren launched her major label debut album, Hero. It went to #1 on the Billboard Country chart and crossed over to reach #5 on the all-genre Billboard 200 list. Rolling Stone called Hero the best country album of 2016.
I'm a 90s baby in my 80s Mercedes.
At the Grammy Awards in February, Morris was nominated 4 times. and won Best Country Solo Performance for My Church. She then stepped from her acceptance speech to perform alongside one of her heroes, Alicia Keys.
Don't forget that you love me well.
How did it feel being on the stage and singing with Alicia Keys?
It felt iconic. I was oddly relaxed that entire day, and winning my first Grammy literally minutes before my performance with Alicia calmed me down even more in a way that I've never really experienced with live television, and because I usually get really psyched out and stressed.
Are you able to block out the circumstances generally, like not think about however many million people are watching at home the Grammys?
It depends. Every award show is different. I have these panic attacks mid-song. I mean, there were no teleprompters at the ACMs during my song.
I can use a love song.
And I had the same thing happen with SNL, where you see the car crash about to happen, and you just get two in your head for a second. And I had that moment during the ACMs where I was like, and here's where your career dies.
Well, it doesn't show for
Thank
what it's
you.
worth. No one saw
Poker
that you were having
face.
a tiny panic attack on stage.
Yeah, I haven't told anyone that.
She was more relaxed backstage before a recent show in Nashville on her hero tour, hanging out with her musician boyfriend, Ryan Hurd.
I like to usually just like take a shot of tequila right before I go on.
And then, showtime.
And so I look at my life, and yes, the last 2 years have been just insanity and chaos and beautiful, but I look at the timeline of when this all really began, and I think that's why I'm sitting here today.
Of all the recognition Maren has received over the last couple of years, one moment stands out.
I had 2 missed calls from this South London number. I was like, that's weird. And my manager, Janet, texted me, and she was like, Elton John is trying to contact you.
God.
And he called me a 3rd time, and he was like, is this Maren? And he's like, this is Elton. He said, I'm a huge fan of what you're doing, and I have your record on vinyl, and I love what you're doing. And I'm just hearing that voice I've heard my entire life, been a fan of and so influenced by, saying that to me over a phone call, and I had no witnesses to the phone call.
We know you'll answer next time South London pops up. in your
Right,
phone.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Could be like Adele next time.
Exactly. Not bad to have Elton John as a fan of your first major album. By the way, those years as a songwriter certainly have paid off. Maren wrote or co-wrote every song on her Hero album. And since we visited Maren in Nashville near the end of her tour swing, she's added more dates this fall by popular demand. You can check her website for the full schedule. For backstage access and more about how Maren sits down to write a song, check out our web extras at today.com/Sunday.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.